Okay. Hi, I'm Stephen King. I was on my way in here, and a man stopped me, and he said, "Are you James Patterson?" And I looked at him, I said, "Why, does he owe you money?" Whew, you guys made it. All right. I assume it feels a little surreal. Did you have weird nightmares last night and all that? And the parents and the grandparents, nobody's talked about you enough. Whew, you guys made it too. All right. Just a few things to think about as you go forward. One is just a story I'll tell you, a story of the 5 balls, okay? And you might find this useful as you move on with life, and the parents and grandparents might also find it useful. And in this story, you imagine life as a game in which you're juggling 5 balls in the air. And you could call these work, family, health, friends, and spirit. And you're trying to keep all these balls, and we all know about juggling now. Life has become a juggling act. But hopefully, you come to understand that work is a rubber ball. And if you drop it, believe it or not, it will bounce back. But those other 4 balls, family, health, friends, spirit, are made of glass. And if you drop one of these, they will be scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, maybe even shattered. Those balls will never be the same. And if we can get that into our heads, then maybe we get more balance in our lives, and that's a good thing. Balance in our lives is a good thing. It really is. The second thing to consider is the importance of passion in our lives. And everybody I know who's really done well in life, they really have passion for what they do. So when you're thinking about a career or whatever you're going to do next, or an avocation, passion, you need to love what you do. I love to write. I love it. And Flaubert wrote something that illustrates the way I feel every day, 365 days a year when I sit down to write. And I do write every day. Somebody said you're lucky if you find something you like to do, and then it's a miracle if somebody will pay you to do it. And that's my deal. But Flaubert wrote, he said, "It is a delicious thing to write, to be no longer yourself, but to move in an entire universe of your own creating. Today, for instance, as man and woman, both lover and mistress, I rode in a forest on an autumn afternoon under the yellow leaves. And I was also the horses, the wind, the words my people uttered, even the red sun that almost made them close their love-drowned eyes." And that's what it's like to write. That's the glory of it. That's why I love it. The third thing I want you to think about a little as you go on, and it was mentioned how passionate I am about getting kids reading. As teachers, and this is not an understatement, this is accurate. As teachers, you are going to save lives. You will save more lives than any firefighter in the country. You will save lives because you're going to make kids much better readers. You're going to make them better mathematicians. You're going to make them better scientists. And without that, some of these kids are not going to make it. They're not going to make it through high school because it's going to be too hard for them. If they can't read competently, how can they do science? How can they do history? Then those kids are going to go out into life really unprepared and feeling that life is hopeless. Very few of them will get into college. But you can do something about that. So follow your passion and go out there and save lives, because that's what these 4 years have prepared you for, to save lives. Last story. Grew up in this little river town, Newburgh, New York, and it was a great treat for me as a kid, little kid. My grandfather used to take me out on his delivery route, and he delivered ice cream and frozen food. And he would get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And now we all know that's not the most glamorous job in the world, to be getting up that early and packing up a truck and then hitting the road. But for me, this was terrific. I loved going out with him. And by 5 o'clock in the morning or so, we would be going over the Storm King Mountain in the direction of West Point, and he'd be singing. And he had this horrifying voice. And he'd sing the songs that, Old Susanna, and put another nickel in the Nickelodeon songs back then. And he said to me, he said, "Jim, I don't care what you do when you grow up." He said, "I don't care if you become a surgeon or the president or you wind up driving a delivery truck like I do. But," he said, "just remember, when you go over to the mountain to work in the morning, you got to be singing." I do. I hope all of you do as well. Congratulations, and thank you.